Hello everyone, welcome to the Cyber Security Practical Series. In today's session, we will learn about penetration testing. The software which we'll be using in this particular practical is host OS is Windows 11, virtualization software is VMware Workstation Pro, the attacker machine is Kali. So this is common. If you have not seen my video, the first video which I have done on vulnerability assessment, these three are common. The fourth one, the target machine, I am using basic penetration. In the first video, I had used the Metasploitable 2, but here I am using basic penetration. The link to download this is in the description section of the video. Now, the objective with this practical, so after the end of this practical, you will be able to analyze downloaded files for security relevant information. So we'll see how we can download the files uh, by using the FTP service. Then we will investigate the HTTP service. Then we'll see how we can establish a secure SSH connection to the target machine using the valid credentials. And from the whatever file we have downloaded, what the information we have, we'll perform basic post-authentication enumeration. Then finally assess the privilege level of the authenticated user. So we'll be doing these things. The commands which we'll be using, these three commands which we have done in the first practical, also the if config to get the IP information and the network information, then the ping command to check whether we are able to reach, and then nmap command to check which services are active and which ports are actually open. So we'll use these commands, and then after using this command, we will access the FTP, HTTP, and SSH services. So now we will start with the practical. I will turn on the Kali machine as well as the basic penetration. So here I am in the VMware workstation. So first I will just power on the Kali virtual machine and also the basic penetration. I'll just turn power on them. So Marilyn Spike is the username. So even the password is same. Marilyn Spike. So we turn on this machine, the vulnerable machine, the target. Now we come to Kali, and here I enter the credentials, the password, the username, and the password is Kali. After logging in, I come to the basic penetration, the target machine, right click and open a terminal. So after opening a terminal, we type the command if config to know the IP address of this machine. So here we are, this is the IP address of the machine 192.168.78.128. So we come back to Kali now, and here I open a terminal. Again, I type the command if config. So here we are, we get this is the IP address of Kali machine 192.168.130, 192.168.78.130. So this is the IP address. Now both the machines are in the same network. Now next command is I will ping the target machine from this. So the IP address is 192.168.78.128. This is the IP address of the basic penetration, the target machine. So yes, we are getting the reply. It means these machines are connected. We can send the packets. As you can see, 7 packets transmitted, 7 received. Now we need some information about the services which are running on the target machine. Then we can do the pen testing or the penetration testing. So we need one more command here. So I'll just type the command nmap, which we had also done in the previous practical. So this is required here. And the IP address is 192.168.78.128. So We'll know the services by using this command. It will take some time. So this is the output. So what we see is these three services are running on the target machine. The first is FTP service on port number 21. This is the version. Then second is SSH service is running port number 22 of TCP, and it is open. And the third is HTTP running at port number 80. So these are the three services. Now we can now uh, explore this, what we can do for this. Okay, let us see first FTP, then we'll see HTTP, and then SSH. So now we start the real pen testing part. So first of all, let us check the FTP. So FTP, then the IP address of the target 192.168.78.128. So I'll just enter it. So using FTP, we can see what files are there in the target machine. It is asking for the name. I will just use the default login, Marlin Spike, and password I will use the same, assuming that the same password used for this service also. So we got the NT, as we can see. FTP, we are into the FTP now. Now next task is we'll see what files and what folders are available. So ls, I'll just type ls, and here these are the files which are available. Now out of this file, of course, one thing is we can explore each and every folder and check what information we can get from this file system. So of course the desktop is not of much use. Then maybe we can explore the documents. Now because this is just an educational video, I won't go on exploring each and every folder. We will explore this WordPress. So why WordPress? That is the reason why WordPress is used, because WordPress is a CMS software. So what is a CMS is actually? So CMS is a content management system. So it allows users to create and manage websites without writing code. So WordPress is actually giving us many, we can say, generic files. When we download it, we get many generic files. Of course, Word itself is not a vulnerable thing, but the contents inside, whatever things which are saved by the users. Okay, like for example, we'll see many files are there in the WordPress. First, let us see. We'll explore this WordPress, then we'll see what we can do. So I'll just type the command cd change directory WordPress. So now we are into the WordPress now. Okay, so it is successful. So now let us see what is inside WordPress. So I'll just type the command ls list. So these are the various files which are available inside the WordPress. Now, of course, all the files may not be important for us to explore. We'll just explore few files out of this, like this one, WP config sample file. It may be like important file. We'll just download 2-3 files. We won't have enough time to explore all the files. So if we are doing it in reality, we need to explore the files and check what the contents are. But here we'll just check out this wp config sample.php, and also let us see wp admin, or let us because it's PHP, so we'll explain. We can see this, and we can also see this comments. We'll download this file in our PC from this, and then check the contents. So I'll just type the command get. So we need to get this file wp comments post.php. So this is transferred to our system. Then let us get another file. We can get many other files, but just for study purpose, we are taking these 2 files and checking the contents. So config sample.php. So even this file is transferred. Now we'll check the contents. So first we quit from here and then we'll check the contents. Now let us check if the file is copied or not. So I'll just write ls command here in this prompt. So these two files are copied from that target machine. So let us open the file wp comments post. So see, I just type the command cat and wp dash comments dash post dot php. So this is the content of that particular file, comments post. So of course this file, whatever contents we are having, these contents are directly downloaded from the WordPress. So it won't give much information about the target, because this content we can, even if we download the file, will read the same thing. Okay? So they are just some generic files. Okay? So now let us see the next file, wp-config sample.php. Now let us check the content of the other file. So I'll just type the command cat and wp-config sample.php. So these are the contents of that particular file. So the important thing in this particular file is that this part, okay, this part, okay, this, of course, these are just the placeholders. So when we download, we get this. So at this point, we need to name the database which is connected at the backend, and here the username and the password here. But because this is just a generic file and we are just using it for study purpose, so if it had been a genuine system, then here we could have got the name of the database, the username and the password, as well as the local host. So this information could be available if it had been a actual source, but because this whatever virtual machine which we are using is just for study purpose, so we are just getting this database name here and so on, so on. So this is the information which we can get from here. So this was the FTP. Now let us explore the HTTP and then the SSH protocol. Now to check the HTTP, that is the port number 80, we click on the browser and here we type the IP address of the target 192.168.78.128 and enter. So this is the web page. We get this, it works. This is the default web page for this server. So as I told you, this is just a exploitable machine. So we don't get much information from this. It is only for study purpose. So it means that we are actually able to get the HTTP services running on that particular server. So here we have this. Now in case if we are unable to, sometimes it may happen that you may not get anything like that. So we must go to the settings and in the settings, if you type your host, so here you can get the settings for the host. So check this, okay? Just click on this no proxy, otherwise it won't work. So now let us go for the SSH protocol now. Now for further reconnaissance information gathering, we will check the SSH service. So I'll just click on terminal. I'll open up a terminal and then log in with SSH secure shell SSH, then the username and the IP address of the target 192.168.78.128. So it is asking for the password. This Marlin Spike. So we got into the SSH. So now we'll type some command here and get the information. So let us type the command who am I. So with this, we get the information. This is the username, Madeline Spike, who am I? Then print the working directory pwd command. So this is the working directory. Then let's just type the command ls-la. Now this command ls space -la, it lists all the files and directories, including the hidden files in the long format. So you can see here all the files which are there, their permissions. So these are the files which are there. Now the next command is uname a -a. So this particular command, it displays the detailed information about the operating system and the Linux kernel. So this is the detail of the Linux kernel, the version we are using. Then the next command is id. Now this command is very important. So here it gives the user ID because we are logged in as Madeline Spike. So this is ID is 1000. So this 1000 confirms that we are not the root user. Then the group ID is also 1000. And you can see some more information. This group can use CD-ROMs. Then this 27, the sudo commands and so on. So these are the various other IDs. Now next, the last command we'll explore is sudo -l. Now because the sudo command privilege, so we need to type the password. In my Madeline Spike itself, MARLINSPIK. So as we can see, Madeline Spike user Madeline Spike may run the following commands. So all commands can be run by this Madeline Spike. So this is actually what we get the information. What permissions are actually available. This is what we can explore by this command. So this is how we have done some examples of penetration testing. You can try some more other files, other folders also, and try this on only this particular machine. Don't do it on any genuine machine. Otherwise, it may actually expose the system. So that's all for this session. Thanks for watching.